What's up, everybody? Mike the Cop here. I am I am trying something new. We are using a little service called StreamYard to stream both to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So as the stream fills up, just post in the comments where you're watching from, Facebook, YouTube, whatever else. How's your day going? I don't know, whatever. Live from the Mike the Cop office, not the Mike the Cop studio. That's in another room, but we weren't set up for this in there. So hey, everybody, Jimmy, Lloyd, Drake, Noob Gaming. Hey, everybody, glad you're with us. So I'm going to talk to you today about why 65% of Illinois law enforcement surveyed are saying that they are going to retire early. So would I, because of the passing of the House Bill 3653 in Illinois. Now I'm going to drop the link to the bill in the comments here for you guys, so you can look for yourself. It's 500 and some odd, 700 some odd pages. What was it, Andy? 700 some odd pages. And it got a whole hour of debate on the floor, which is just stellar for 700 some pages of documentation. Unbelievable. So I dropped that in the comments. You can see for yourself. I did peruse the bill, but there's no way on God's green earth I am going to read all 700 pages before I just talk about the basics that are boiled down. I did weed out some false information. There's a lot of memes going around online about this saying this will happen and that will happen if this passed. And a lot of it was false. And a lot of the language was changed at the last minute. But I do want to show you some things that I did learn from a few different sources and give you some of my thoughts, and you guys can tell me your thoughts. I don't know, guys, by the way, if you do a super chat, I don't know if it's going to show up in the comments that I'm seeing in StreamYard. So if you do and we don't notice it and put your comment up, I apologize. I certainly am not trying to do that. Oh, there we go. Oh, sweet. Okay, we did it. Jay Gertman 012. Thank you so much. Me and Teddy. Dang it, the camera's Teddy. We salute you. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into this, guys. Share screen. Oh, I can share a video file too. Share the screen. All right. Application window, Chrome tab. Boom. All right. This is cool. So here you are. Governor Pritzker will regret signing HB 3653. This is on News Channel 20 out of Illinois. An outgrowth of the defund police movement. In signing this bill, the governor is willfully undermining public safety, endangering citizens, emboldening criminals, and making Illinois less safe for families. Don't just take it from me. Every police association in the state has condemned this bill. So with that, I just want to say every single attorney general or state's attorney, I should say, I apologize for the wording there. Every single state's attorney, except for the one in Cook County, opposed this bill. We're not talking about cops. We're talking about the attorneys who have to deal with prosecuting criminals. They all opposed it. More than, I think, I saw a couple different statistics, 112,000 or 120,000 signatures were posted, guys, from citizens saying, we do not want this bill. At the end of the day, this is an example of the fact that we are just wholesale giving over control of our futures and, as officers, our careers to career politicians who are bent on flexing their political muscle versus bent on actually representing the people in their respective states, jurisdictions, etc. It's insane what is going on. Hiram Bithadum said, speaking of Illinois, though Dominic Izzo has said some really mean things, I truly believe that he would never let his emotions get the best of him. Man, I don't know what he said or why. So Thanks, Hiram. I appreciate you, but I don't know what's going on with that. I stay out of the drama best I possibly can. All right, let me go back to sharing this with you guys here. This is crazy. Okay, look at this. With the ending of cash bail, which is one of the things, House Bill 3653 mandates that the immediate release of persons arrested for burglary, arson, and oh, hey, look at this, kidnapping. Burglary, arson, and kidnapping get to go right back with no cash bail while they await trial. There's no such thing anymore. They're eliminating cash bail. And that's terrible for humanity. Why is that bad? Okay, because a lot of people I know are going to say something to the effect of, yeah, but everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Absolutely. Everyone is innocent of final judgment until proven guilty. But if there is probable cause that a crime has occurred and they have appeared before a judge who rules that there is enough evidence based on the officer's report and the arrest, that there is enough evidence to hold this person over for the next step in the legal process, it shouldn't just be a free-for-all. I mean, we're begging for problems. In fact, when they did this in New York, you guys remember they did away with cash bail. They had this big bail reform in New York. And in April of 2020, they actually had to come back in and re-roll some of that stuff back because crime was skyrocketing. Because imagine this, people who steal stuff, burn stuff, and kidnap people tend to do crimes when they're not locked up. I mean, I know this probably comes as a shocker to all of you with common sense. I mean, this is just absolutely asinine. Taylor Gardner, I live in Southern Illinois. I can confirm it's trash. Thank you very much, Taylor, for the super chat and confirming that I am telling the truth. This is trash. Teddy thinks it's trash too. All right, back to the facts. All right. I'm still getting used to this little software here, guys, so bear with me while I switch back and forth. So here's another problem with this. The bill legalizes resistance to arrest in many cases and allows anonymous complaints to end a police officer's career. Anonymous complaints. And I am trying to find exactly where this goes. That's the bill itself. Man, where did this go? All right. Well, I can't find the document that I had on there, but here's the deal. If someone comes into a police department and wants to make a complaint about an officer, that's a person's right. However, if that complaint is accusatory of a criminal nature, well, then that is a police report. That is an accusation of a crime. And that means that if you are lying about substantial information in the complaint, you should be held accountable for that. What this bill is doing is removing the accountability. You can make an anonymous complaint, which removes the general principle that we have lived by in this country, that we have the right to face our accusers. We have the right to know who is accusing us of something. Can you imagine if someone was just able to anonymously accuse you of a crime and then you had to pay for it, you had to defend yourself, if for no other reason than just anonymous said that you did something? And I'm not talking about like anonymous, like anonymous. Wait, let's see. Let's see. Images. Let's share that. I've got to get faster at this screen sharing. See, Andy over here is supposed to be producing, but we're learning. This guy. Not this guy. That's not the anonymous I'm talking about. I'm talking about like you just don't say your name. So, hey, Jennifer, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. So imagine that. So now you're a cop just doing your job and you piss someone off because you wrote them a ticket or you didn't take their baby daddy to jail when they thought you should or whatever happens. And now they make a complaint against you. It's anonymous. It can say anything. And now you have to deal with the fallout of that, even though you don't even know where the complaint came from. Somebody says you mistreated them. Well, who said that? Well, we can't tell you. It's anonymous. Well, how am I supposed to properly explain myself or defend myself as an officer if I don't have the ability to even know what the situation, who it is? Maybe there is a reason. So they're taking that away, and they want this stuff to stay perpetually on a police officer's record. They have to go through an arbitration process to even dispute any discipline that comes from it now. So it's crazy that they want to basically hand the keys to the car of justice to the criminals, not instead of actually having a proper weight and balances, checks and balances in the system. It's taking all of the ability of an officer to do their job away, because already we have to deal with public perception that is based in, it's rooted in ignorance. Then we have to deal with political pressure like this. We already have internal pressure in the departments. And now you just add all this together. No wonder cops are cracking. No wonder a cop is going to fall under the stress. We're putting everything on their freaking shoulders and expecting them to just take it with a smile on their face and say, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" This is ridiculous. And this kind of stuff coming out of Illinois is indicative of things that are coming in waves in the country. Hey, Mike, buy a slice of Buscemi's pizza on my behalf. Have a good one. Thanks, Carl B. Buscemi's. I haven't had Buscemi's pizza in I don't know how long. So yeah. Michelle says, hey, thanks, Tyler. We make taxes, not cents. That's a good one. Different. I'm going to put this comment up here. Michelle says, cops turn S around. I don't know if I can say that on live streams and get banned, and lie on reports. Oh yeah, bad cops do. That's the point. Like if it can be proved that a cop did something wrong, then they should be held accountable. But how would you like it if you saw a police report and it lied about you, Michelle, and then you would say, well, who said this? Sorry, it's anonymous. That cop's anonymous. Or your accuser is anonymous. Well, we're not asking for cops to be able to get away with things that they're doing wrong. We're saying cops should be able to have the same human North American rights that others have. That is what we are saying. Now, the other issue comes with body cams. One of the things that this is requiring is that every department in Illinois have body cams by the year 2025. Now, get this. There's a problem. It's a problem for cops because if you forget to turn your body cam on, now you are facing felony charges. If someone forgets to turn their body cam on, they're calling it a felony. So this is mind-blowing, right? Without needing to prove intent whatsoever. Now, mind you, if you get caught for shoplifting, even something petty, intent has to be proved. You have to prove that someone intended to steal, to deprive that company of its goods, its property, whatever, permanently and take it for themselves. You have to prove that. Now they're saying, hey, you could be, if you don't have video evidence, if your body cam wasn't on, this is a Class C felony, which they do felonies. They do classifications different in Illinois than Michigan. But this video is brought to you by BlackRifleCoffee.com. Use code Mike the Cop, save 20%. No, 15%. Alaska State Troopers misplaced over 700 firearms in 12 months from evidence. One of mine turned up at a pawn shop in Anchorage. Well, that sucks. They're not used to that kind of thing in Alaska. I don't know. Don't want to tell you about that. I wasn't there. But the other side of the body cam thing isn't just about cops. It's about citizens. So if you're an Illinois resident, if you're a resident anywhere and you're talking about body cams, here's the deal, guys. Body cams cost money. It costs money for the actual camera. It costs money for the charging stations. It costs money for replacement batteries. It costs money for the computers to house all of the information. It costs money when that computer gets full and it passes the information to somewhere in the magic cloud, and someone has to pay for that server space. And it costs money to hire staff to manage all of the data and the requests for said data. Body cams cost taxpayers a massive amount of money. Now, what has happened is the politicians say everybody has to have them. They essentially raised your taxes, because where's that money going to come from? I mean, what are the cops supposed to do? Like, it's like a swear jar. Every time, you forgot to turn your body cam on, you got to put $100 in a jar, and that's how you're going to fund the body cam program. These politicians don't think this stuff through. And it becomes really, really problematic when they don't. So just nuts, man. There's no funding or training. I'm going to show you guys this here real quick. This is another breakdown that I saw. Okay, here we go. So look at this. The sad news, we already talked about cash-free bail will be the norm in 2 years, even for violent offenders. That's a problem. You should be really concerned as a citizen that violent offenders will be able to just walk around after they've committed the crime. How do you think that's going to make a rape victim feel, a kidnapping victim feel, when they just go right back out on the street after having committed their crime, after having victimized someone? Yes, I know that they are innocent until proven guilty, but that is what probable cause exists for. But I already said that. There's some confusion about use of force. I was going to get into that, but there is some conflicting information, of course, in a 700-page bill written by politicians. I don't expect them to get use of force right, because they're morons and they're ignorant. Okay. No funding in this bill for training for frontline officers. No funding. This goes back to the defund the police movement type mindset, right? Of, we want you to do better, but we want you to do better with a lot less money. We expect you to improve the quality of your training in departments and services, but we don't want you to have the money to do it. It doesn't make any sense. It's backwards thinking. Backwards thinking. Lucky Gunner. I got 56. What is that?
I have no idea.
With a K. What do you think about Swedish cops? I'm going into the 2-year studies this winter. You and Donut made me reach out for my dream. Awesome, man. I'm really honored by that, Lucky. Thank you so much. But yeah, I love the Swedish cops, man. They're awesome. Boys will be able to use girls' bathrooms and play female sports, but liberals won't be able to afford gas in their electric bills. But who is tired of winning yet? Healing and unity incoming. Boom. Commie treason. Yeah, it's a little bit upside down. Don't forget, guys, better not be racist, but you definitely need to be less white, according to Coca-Cola. So they got you covered. If you want to learn about race, you just need to listen to the Coca-Cola company. They'll teach you everything you need to know. Anyway, the Senate passed this bill at 5 a.m. in a lame duck session. 4 hours later, 1 hour of debate on the House floor in Illinois, and this sucker is done, and the governor signs off on it. And no wonder 65% of law enforcement officers in the state of Illinois polled are saying they're trying to find a way out. If you want a way out, I'm trying to help 1,000 cops, myself and my friend Chris. You guys know that I stepped away from law enforcement officially as an officer last July in 2020. And we are doing something called the 10-7 Project, TEN, the number 7 project.com. If you are a current cop, former cop, retired cop, or wannabe retired cop, wannabe former cop, and looking for a way out and think about residential real estate as an option, explore that there. 10 TEN, the number 7 project.com. All right, one more. Oh, okay. Daniel asked a question. So this is a red flag law for cops, politicians at their finest. What does snafu mean again? I don't know what the abbreviation stands for. Daniel, type that in the comments. I appreciate the super chat, brother. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to show you guys one more news story. One more news story from Law Enforcement Today. So let's take this. I'm going to show you the Attorney General Merrick Garland that they're trying to confirm. Let's see. Share this one more time with you. This is a little bonus topic, guys. I found this on Law Enforcement Today. Senator Hawley asked Judge Garland, as in his confirmation hearing, let me ask you about assaults on federal property in places other than Washington, D.C. Portland, for instance, Seattle. Do you regard assaults on federal courthouses or other federal property as acts of domestic terrorism, extremism? He said this. Look at this, guys. Here we go. Senator, my own definition, which is about the same as the statutory definition, is the use of violence or threats of violence in an attempt to disrupt the democratic processes. So an attack on a courthouse while in operation trying to prevent judges from actually deciding cases, that is plainly domestic extremism, domestic terrorism. An attack simply on a government property at night or any other kind of circumstance is a clear crime and a serious one and should be punished. I don't know enough about the facts for the example you're talking about, but that's where I draw the line. One is both are criminal, but one is court attack on our democratic institutions. Oh my gosh. So the guy that is going to be the Attorney General, and maybe you guys don't know this, right? The Attorney General of the United States is essentially the top law enforcement person in the country. He's the boss of all the law enforcement officers, okay? There can be Attorney General rulings and directives that basically are essential to equal to law in some sense, like you follow that, the Attorney General guidelines and such. So this is a very powerful individual. And what he's saying is that he considers the attacks on the Capitol building or the storming of the Capitol building or the insurrection or the riots or the protests, there's a lot of words that people use to describe it, whatever, was domestic terrorism. But people trying to burn down a courthouse in Portland when workers were inside and when prisoners were housed inside, American citizens inside the building, and they're trying to burn the building down and destroy it, is not the same thing because it wasn't during normal business hours. This is coming from the top, potentially the top cop in the country. Hello. Anyway. SEK is Swedish krona. Beers on me. All right, sweet. How many dollars is 20 SEK? How many beers can I get? We got to look up the conversion rate before we end the live stream. Guys, I really appreciate all of you watching this live stream. I appreciate it. Taylor Garner, well, the state is losing most of the residents anyway. What's another 1,000 families? Yeah, exactly. 20 SEK? Wait, one Swedish krona is 12 point, well, no, yeah, 12 cents. So $1.20. Yeah, I can get a half a beer. Yeah. Yes, but he already gave me 50 krona or whatever. SEK, yeah. Kronas. I can buy one krona with all of his kronas. Thank you. Appreciate it. Your country is gone, period. A kitty toucher is your president, but hey, it's all a conspiracy. It's crazy times here, commie treason. It's crazy times. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm just an independent thinker. I'm a lover of common sense. And yeah, we seem to be missing a lot of that these days. A lot of that. All right, guys, I really appreciate it. I didn't want to be on here any longer than 30 minutes. We're trying to kind of get this set up in the studio, which is the next room over. I'm just doing it from my desktop right now. Sometimes I'll do both. I don't know, but this is a nice little setup. We'll get better and better at this. But hey, thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys, and we will talk to you all soon. Oh, Joe McGee must be crazy going to law enforcement. Still doing it. Thank you for being a major influence to it. Joe, it's my honor to influence you, and you're right. We need good officers. God help all of the communities where good people are leaving because they're not willing to put their families through it anymore. But you stepping up to the plate to do that is honorable and appreciated. So I know you'll be one of the good ones. Thank you. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll talk to you soon.